I hope everybody had a good summer. Hope everyone had a good summer. You have a good summer? Interesting, mixed. Mine was filled with many, shall we say, very memorable moments, including one, however, that took place right here at Kerem Shalom. Because back in early July, I had the deep privilege of being able to attend Nancy and George's love song, folk music, Shabbat service. It was a wonder. How many of you were there with me? Some of us. All right, good number of us, good representation. It was a wonderful and powerful spiritual experience. Partly because Nancy and George are amazing human beings, and their music is extraordinary. But also because there is something profoundly Jewish in their idea of offering a love song Shabbat service, and in their insistence on being able to find a love song to fit nearly every moment of a Friday night Shabbat service. The evening was also powerful for me because of a specific song that Nancy and George have introduced me to and played that evening, which I have reflected on over the years. And I believe the song resonates so deeply for me, and perhaps it does for you as well, in part because it expresses the project I believe that is assigned to all of us during the Yamim Noa'im, these days of awe. Specifically, the project of asking ourselves just what we feel the purpose of our lives is, and the charge of engaging in tshuva, of examining ourselves and our lives for the goal of returning to the path of our true purpose. So what is this particular song? Can you guess? I'm not putting you on the spot. So what is this particular song? The song is called Thanksgiving Eve, written by Bob Franke. If you don't know the words, I'll tell you. The first half of the song goes as follows. It's so easy to dream of the days gone by, so hard to think of the time to come, and the grace to accept every moment as a gift is a gift that is given to some. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dream bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Bob Franke is not Jewish, as far as I know. Google tells me he's a liberal Christian. Nonetheless, these words feel profoundly Jewish. I have long since believed that Judaism is one of the greatest love songs given to the world. It is not always romantic love, although Judaism had plenty of that in it as well. But Judaism teaches us so much of the love of obligation, of the love of fellow human beings, of the love of God, and of the love of life itself. What can you do with each moment of your life? We can almost imagine Torah asking us, but love till you've loved it away. Rosh Hashanah is also called Yom Hadin, the Day of Judgment. The liturgy instructs us to picture God seated on a throne, the book of life open before us. And I'm aware that for many of us, the metaphor and the imagery, likening God to a king sitting on a throne, feels off-putting, overwhelming, maybe even frightening. However, it is helpful maybe to remember that Rosh Hashanah is also referred to as the birthday of the world. As it is written, Hayom Harat Olam, today the world is born. Rosh Hashanah and the Yamim Noa'im, the days of awe, are not only days of judgment, they are also a celebration of creation, a birthday for the world, as it were. And if we are celebrating the world's creation, we might ask ourselves, what kind of world did God intend to create? The answer, according to Jewish tradition, is perhaps surprising and has the potential to be profoundly comforting. We learn in the Midrash that at first, God sought to create the world with strict justice, midat hadin, but God saw that the world could not endure this. So God joined justice with mercy, with rachamim. So according to this Midrash, the attribute of rachamim, of mercy, of compassion, of gentleness, was not merely an afterthought of creation, but it was necessary and essential for our existence. Without it, according to the Midrash, the world itself could not endure. Gentleness, compassion, and mercy are woven into the very foundation of creation itself. Hayom harat olam, today the world is born, and yes, the world contained deen and judgment and harshness and so much ugliness. And yes, the world also contained beauty and grace and compassion and mercy and love, so much love. You have heard me teach before that according to Judaism, speech is a creative force. Today the world is born. God creates the world and all it contains through the act of speech. Vayomer Elohim yihi or. And God said, let there be light, and there was light, and so on. God speaks the world into being in Torah, and we, human beings, do the exact same thing. Our words, when we speak them, create and reinforce our reality. When we only speak about pain and brokenness, we reinforce those aspects of our world and of our reality. I am not denying our pain and brokenness, but I am reminding us, myself and all of us, of just how important it is to also speak of beauty and of grace and of love. And when we speak of goodness, light, hope, friendship, kindness, compassion, and love, we help to create it and to reinforce it. So too, the words of Jewish tradition create and reinforce reality if we speak them and pay attention to them. Every morning and every evening we recite the Shema after a prayer about love. Ahavat Olam in the evening, an endless love. And Ahavat Rabbah in the morning, a great, great love. These pieces of liturgy remind us that each of us, I hope, I pray, has been the recipient of some great love at some point in our lives. The liturgy recognizes God as the ultimate source of this love energy that flows through the universe, through our parents, hopefully family members, partners, friends, and perhaps at times through complete strangers to us. Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook wrote in Orot HaKodesh, the soul of the world is love. When a person becomes filled with love, even for just a brief moment, they are filled with the divine light. And when we receive that love, according to Jewish tradition, we are not to keep it inside of ourselves. The Shema itself, the central prayer in Jewish tradition, reminds and instructs us that when we receive that love, we are meant to put that love and that divine light back out into the world. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, and you shall love Adonai, your God. And of course, a Jewish way of doing that is by showing love to our fellow human being. Ve'ahavta lorecha kamoka, and you shall love your fellow as yourself. Between God, your fellow human being, and yourself, what can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Here at Kerem Shalom, we love to sing Psalm 89, verse 3. Olam cheted yibaneh. The world will be built with cheted, with loving kindness. We would do well to remember the previous verse as well, verse 2, which says, Chatei Adonai olam ashira v'dor v'ador odia be'emunateka b'fi. I will sing of Adonai's steadfast love forever. To all generations I will proclaim your faithfulness with my mouth. And then verse 3, Ki amarti, I say, I declare, Olam cheted yibaneh, your steadfast love is confirmed forever. This world will be built with love. Not by power, not by might, not by law, not by war, not by prayer, but by cheted, by loving kindness, by love. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dream bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? We are so used to associating Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur with awe and with fear and with trembling, and rightly so. Our tradition indeed teaches us that our deeds matter, our actions have consequences, and our choices will echo in eternity. Given this, we should weigh and consider all of our actions carefully and always make our choices thoughtfully. Rosh Hashanah and these days of awe are designed to remind us of our obligation to take these responsibilities seriously. But Rosh Hashanah, this holy day, is also rooted in the cosmic Torah truth that God created the world and us not only to judge it and us, but also to love it and us. And we were created not only to fear God and life and discomfort and suffering and pain, but to walk with God and with each other out of Egypt and toward the promised land. As Ram Dass famously used to say, we're all just walking each other home. And Judaism teaches us that one deep expression of love is a profound understanding that I don't get there if we don't all get there. And my arrival is contingent upon your arrival. And that my redemption is bound up with your redemption. And love of the self and care for the self is inextricably bound up with love of the other and care of the other. And we hold hands and we walk each other home because of love. The liturgy over the course of this holy day and over the 10 days ahead contains numerous repetitions of the 13 attributes, which I love singing, which remind us again and again that even though Adonai and this life and this world is difficult and harsh at times, so too El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim v'Rav Chetet v'Emet, that Adonai is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abundant in love and in truth. But Rabbi Darby, when we look around, it sure doesn't feel like our world is sustained by love. It all feels so frayed, so tense, so divided, especially now, so full of tragedy and so full of pain. We human beings, so many of us, are so quick to anger, so slow to forgive, so good at building walls, and so poor at building bridges. Again, I am not denying the harshness of this world and of this life and of the bitterness of the pain that we all feel from time to time. I am taking this moment to remind myself and all of us that Judaism is a religion of holding multiple truths. Judaism teaches us that it is possible for two things that seem to be in opposition to each other to both be true at the same time. And that in addition to the harshness and the bitterness and the pain of this life, so too there is love at the core of it. And we perhaps need to be reminded of that at this moment. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dream bind your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? We, you, me, I, doom scroll on our phone through headlines full of cruelty, of hatred, of fear. And I, you, maybe some of us feel despair at the state of it all. And we may even ask ourselves in our quiet, private moment, is the whole thing beyond redemption? Is this all too far gone? But here's the thing. Rosh Hashanah itself is an act of spiritual resistance. Rosh Hashanah itself is an act of civil disobedience in a way. Celebrating Rosh Hashanah itself is a protest against our own potential for despair. Hayom Harat Olam. Today the world is born. Rosh Hashanah declares that we can renew the world just as God does every single day. Oseh Ma'aseh V'Reshit. And if God does it through love and compassion, so must we increase our ability to be loving and compassionate each and every day. So Kerem Shalom. This year, 5786, let love be the lens that we look at each other through. Love for our family, love for our friends, love for our sacred Kerem Shalom community, love for humanity, love for our world and all the beauty it still contains. Let us not return to love. Let love be our tshuva, our return itself. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? And Jewish tradition is clear, by the way. Love is not only romantic. Love is not only sentimental. Love is not only soft. And love is not only passive. In Judaism, in Jewish tradition, love is action. Love is responsibility. And yet, love is a commandment. It's an obligation. It is a mitzvah, after all, a religious commandment. It's a religious obligation. To love is to act, even when you sometimes don't feel like it. To love is to give, even sometimes when you feel like you've already given all you can. To love is to build, even when you sometimes feel like you want to tear it down. To love is to show up and to show up again and again. To love is to keep showing up as the very best version of yourself that you can possibly squeeze out of yourself to become. Love, as Nancy Kaplan often reminds us, or reminds me, is a mathematical oxymoron. Because when you have a pie, the more pieces of pie you give away, the less pie you have for yourself. Yes? Yes? But love is not pie. And as Nancy reminds us, the more of it you give away, the more you actually have for yourself. As Rabbi Akiva taught, "Ve'ahavta l're'echa kamoka," love your neighbor as yourself. This is the great principle of Torah. Or as Rav Hillel taught, what is hateful to you, do not do to somebody else. The rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Or, as the Talmud teaches us, a person who acts from love is far greater than one who acts from fear. The latter will last 1,000 generations, but the former will last 2,000 generations. So what would it mean to make 5786 the year of love? Maybe it means calling somebody you've been avoiding to repair a ruptured relationship. Maybe it means smiling a little bit more at everyone. Maybe it means listening a little bit more than speaking. Maybe it means giving the benefit of the doubt a little more often. Maybe it means forgiving, perhaps forgiving someone else, and perhaps forgiving yourself. Maybe it means practicing, noticing, and holding on to joy and to beauty and to grace. Maybe it means reminding yourself that there is more to this life than your own pain. Yes, even now. Maybe it means loving yourself enough to finally let go of old guilt and old shame that we may still be carrying around. Hayom Harat Olam. Today is the birthday of the world. And as the poet Adrian Rich wrote, the moment of change is the only true poem. So Kerem Shalom, let's all be poets tonight. Let us all resolve at this moment to return, to do tshuva, and to write the poem of our lives. Hayom Harat Olam. This is Rosh Hashanah. This is the moment of change. This is the moment to soften. This is the moment to return. This is the moment to receive. This is the moment to show up. This is the moment to begin to heal. This is the moment to be in awe of your life and of the journey that we are on. This is the moment to love. What can you do with each moment of your life but love until you've loved it away? Please, God, may this be a year that each of us is filled with the divine light that it loved. Please, God, may this be a year that we build this world with love. Olam Chatet Yibaneh. Please, God, may we leave the curses of the past year behind us and welcome the new year with its blessings. Please, God, may this be a year that we lead with rachamim, with compassion for each other and for ourselves. Please, God, may this be a year that we return to the love song that is Judaism, our shared heritage, faith, tradition, and redemption. And please, God, may we be inscribed in the book of life, not because we fear death and pain, but because in the spirit of Jewish tradition and teaching, we choose life and we choose love. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you've loved it away? Kerem Shalom, I love you. I really do. Shana Tova Umetuka, may it be a good and sweet new year for all of us, filled, please God, with love.